This truly is the Year of Shadow because wow, there's so much Shadow stuff going on. If you've been keeping track of everything, and I don't blame you if you haven't, because there's a lot, then you'll know that one of the newest pieces of Shadow-related news in this Year of Shadow is the brand new 3-episode animation, Dark Beginnings, that was just recently shown off at Anime Expo. This animation is supposed to be a part of the larger Year of Shadow, Sonic X Shadow Generations stuff, but it'll also work as its own standalone thing, recontextualizing, reintroducing, and even adding onto Shadow's past as a whole. One of the major points that's been made about this Year of Shadow is that Sonic Team wanted to introduce new Sonic fans to Shadow's past and his character, since it's pretty confusing if you don't know how it all slots together, so that's what Dark Beginnings is aiming to fix. So what really is Dark Beginnings then? Well, going over everything we know about it so far, it's going to be 3 separate episodes, although we don't really know how long each one will be, but I doubt they'll be longer than 10 minutes each, if even that. It'll be released sometime in the fall this year, probably around the release of Sonic X Shadow Generations if I had to assume, which is October 25th. Or, if you have the digital deluxe edition, you can play it 3 days early, so the 22nd. Anyways, sometime around then. We also don't really know if all 3 episodes are coming out at once, or if there will be a wait between episodes at all, so that'll be another thing to look out for. This animation is being written by Ian Flynn, and is being animated by Studio Gigex, and so far it all looks like they're doing a good job. Visually, it's looking incredible. It's supposed to be the prologue animation to Shadow's portion of Sonic X Shadow Generations, which is why it's even being made in the first place. But even Shadow Generations has a separate reason as to why it exists: the 3rd Sonic movie. And really, like I said in my Year of Shadow video, that movie alone is absolutely dominating this entire year when it comes to Sonic content. The 3rd movie influenced the entire Sonic franchise to focus on Shadow for a year, rightfully so considering his introduction is gonna be pretty huge, but you can pretty quickly understand why this sort of prologue animation is being created, since Shadow from the movie will undoubtedly be somewhat different to his actual game counterpart, no matter how true or faithful they try and make his character. Unfortunately, there's just not enough time for a single movie to go over all of Shadow's past. In fact, I'd be shocked to see any other parts of Shadow's past in the 3rd movie, other than what was originally shown in Sonic Adventure 2. And like it or not, there's a pretty sizable chunk of Shadow's past that wasn't in SA2. So basically, what all that's supposed to mean is that any new Shadow fan coming into the Sonic series after seeing the 3rd Sonic movie will probably want to know more about him, and so Sonic X Shadow Generations, and by extension Dark Beginnings, is Sonic Team's way of doing just that. But just because we know the reasoning behind its existence, doesn't mean we know everything about it. This is still supposed to tie into Sonic X Shadow Generations after all, so while it may be able to stand on its own as a cool piece of animation, we get some very vague hints as to how this might play a part in Shadow's story in Shadow Generations. From the 1.5-minute long preview that we've gotten of it so far, we can tell right off the bat that some things have changed. For example, Emerald being here was not originally part of Shadow's direct backstory. Sure, there were things tying them together with Gerald Robotnik and all that, but as far as I know, they never actually interacted and fought like we see in this teaser. So even for longtime Shadow fans, this animation will provide something new, and that's just from the little piece that we've seen of it so far. Another big thing that I've also seen brought up is how Shadow seemingly gets a glimpse into the future when Maria grabs his hand, getting an extremely quick and honestly kinda creepy glance at the gun soldiers that would eventually raid the Ark. One thing that I've seen is that this might be Black Doom messing with parts of Shadow's memories, since again this still ties into Shadow Generations, where Black Doom is once again the main antagonist. The description of the teaser that we got says that Shadow is haunted by the memories of battles fought and lives lost, and that they're prompted by a force Shadow thought was destroyed. So yeah, I'm betting that this is all Black Doom's doing. So while this animation is still serving as a way to introduce new Shadow fans to Shadow's past, it's also going to add on to, or at least recontextualize, parts of Shadow's past, but in a way that will make it go along with his story in Shadow Generations. If Black Doom truly is behind these visions that Shadow sees, then this will make Dark Beginnings a lot more interesting for bigger Shadow fans, because these spins on Shadow's past are things that he's already had to deal with in, well, the past. Plus, Black Doom can very easily use his mental link with Shadow to make these things happen, making him a particularly dangerous threat to Shadow specifically. Aside from how this ties into Shadow Generations' story, just getting a fully fleshed out and actually clear version of Shadow's past will be very nice going forward. A lot of Shadow's past has been mysterious, contradictory, or changed entirely, so this animation will be a great way for Sonic Team to establish exactly what happened in Shadow's past, and have that be the new, complete canon explanation all in one single place. that also fits in well with their modern standards. So while some things might get changed or switched around, I'm pretty sure that going forward, this animation, and Shadow Generations as a whole, will be the canon explanation of Shadow's full past. Well, hopefully it's the full thing. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. But now is the perfect opportunity for them to capitalize on doing exactly that. So I really hope they don't fumble it. Plus, it'd be kinda weird for them to have this introduction to Shadow's past for new fans coming into the franchise, and then just not have the full thing. Especially when the important parts to go over will need to be things not shown in the third Sonic movie. So that's Dark Beginnings, a new retelling of Shadow's past, with some changes and additions, but still keeping things as true to the original as possible, all in 3 awesome animated episodes. Thanks for watching until the end. Hit the like button if you're as hyped for Dark Beginnings as I am, and subscribe to see more about it in the future, because I'm definitely going to be making a follow-up video on it when it releases. The Year of Shadow is still going strong, and as always, I'll see you next time.